Hey everybody, this is Spook, and this is the Spook dev update on the state of the Neofeud 2 game. And I'm trying to fix my microphone at this second, so I hope this is audible. There we go. So this is the it's not really a release part. This is just another announcement. I'm testing, like, posting to other platforms as well. Hopefully, Blue Sky posting worked. Anyways, I know you can, like, set it so it automatically broadcasts when you're live on that platform, but I think only to Twitch. Anyway. The big news is, of course, and I'm going to try to do more actual interact. Sometimes I don't do as interactive videos, but this one I'm going to try to pay attention more to the chat and what people are saying. Because it is going to be like a developer commentary. Big news is, of course, Neofeud 2 is undergoing alpha testing. At this moment, it is like a close. I'm doing kind of a closed alpha because of reasons, and I haven't yet sent it out to all the testers, but look out. If anybody has it, actually, one thing I actually want to ask people a question. If anybody might know the answer to this, where's the best place to host like a the zip file, I think the zip file is about 4 gigabytes, but the unzip file is like 9 gigabytes. Where's the best place to host like a 4 gigabyte file for people to download? That's a question I'm going to ask now, and we'll see what happens when I crowdsource that question. Let me just check this out. I've been just like this morning. I was actually just working on. This morning I was just working on trying to get the build finalized. I haven't quite. I have to kind of. Well, I have my own testing that I'm doing, but the one I'm going to send out, I kind of wanted to make sure I ran through it so that what is going on here? Oh, I wanted to make sure I ran through the final version of the game from start to finish. One thing is, it's not the entire Neofeud 2 game. In fact, Neofeud 2 is going to be extremely long, so it's I'm currently like putting all the sound effects and like finalizing every single scene, like making sure there's no missing lines, code. It's also like just like adding options in to make sure the game is fully playable, where things don't make sense. It's not going to be perfect, obviously. It's just this is like the alpha version, but it is gonna. There's stuff that has to be added. I feel like it kind of basically has to be in there, otherwise you can't really even play through the game. Anyways, so this alpha is gonna have like the first approximately 1/3 of Neofeud 2. I don't know how long exactly it's gonna take you to get through it. But I estimate if you play very thoroughly, I feel like this first third could take you like 8 hours. I feel like it could take you, because based upon like it took me like at least an hour in each scene, and there's like it's 7 big scenes. So that's one thing I want to know. So as I'm sharing these the people that are going to be testing, I would like to know if any alpha test, if you're a tester, you know who you are. If you're one of the closed alpha testers, you know who you are. I would like to know from those people how long it takes you to get through the game. If you remember to time it, it will be helpful to know. Just remember, I played about 2 hours this night, and I paid, an hour this night, or whatever amount. That would help me gauge how long it takes people to play the game, because then that'll give me an estimate. Because I feel like Neofeud 2 is I estimate it to be at least twice the length of Neofeud 1, which is another thing I've brought up before. I'm thinking about breaking it up into multiple. Neofeud 2 breaking it up into multiple parts. I don't, for lack of a better word. Let's see here, 1 second here. Okay, let me make sure I look at the chat here. Um, what's up to Pete? Okay, actually, I should have been looking at the chat sooner. Pete Avenue says Google Drive should have 15 gigabytes by default, and you can make a spare account if you need it. Yeah, I guess I could use Google Drive. Yeah, no, actually, no. Yeah, I do have. I have multiple G accounts, Gmail, so I could use one of. I think two of them are like pretty maxed out, but I'm sure. Yeah, actually, that's probably the simplest idea. Yeah, because Google Drive is Dropbox. You got to make an account, right? I'm just thinking about that. What are the options, right? Dropbox. I think you got to make an account. Got to pay some kind of subscription. There's all kind of catches, as far as I can see. There's like WeTransfer. I'm not gonna host it on my own. I don't know about that. Archive.org. Buy Disco Extreme Hyper Turbocharged. No. So probably Google Drive. Itch.io. I have a Neofeud 2. Just give me a second. I have a Neofeud 2 site that is already like set up. I have a Neofeud 2 site. I'm just gonna. I just noticed that this thing is a little bit off. There you go. I have a Neofeud 2 site on itch.io. One other thing is that if you want to follow like what is happening when it comes to Neofeud 2, there is a Neofeud 2 site on itch. There is not a Steam site at the moment. For those wondering, somebody asked me, just emailed me like, Spook, can you please bring Neofeud 1 to GOG? Good old games. I tried at one point. It didn't work out for technical reasons, and it was just like I didn't have time for it. So yeah, apparently there's like 590 wish lists, or people want that game on there, which is like, that's good. There's like, tens or hundreds of thousands of Neofeud wish lists on Steam, unfortunately, for GOG. Not that the technicalities, it just ran into problems. I just didn't have time to that. I had to finish Neofeud 2, promote Neofeud 1, do tech support. So I'm a solo dev. I write art, music, writing, programming. I make the art, basically everything for Neofeud except the voice acting. And then I also have to do tech support. I have to do marketing. So it's Holly of course helps, and there's other people have like contributed variously, including obviously grassroots support, and anyone who shares Neofeud in any way with anyone else, and anyone who live streams or YouTube or Twitch streams it. I much appreciate that. But it is still a lot of work to try to keep this thing going, keep Spook Games going. Long story short, there is an itch site though, so you can go to itch.io or silverspook.itch.io/Neofeud 2. Just look for Neofeud 2. Like Neofeud has like a TV tropes. I think Silverspook and Neofeud is pretty searchable. That's one of the reasons why I made up this word called Neofeud, so that it can be searchable. And you can follow it there. And when they're, I'm probably gonna do some kind of more open alpha. Like actually, I'm gonna release to itch first. So I'm gonna like release Neofeud 2 is gonna release to itch first. So and that'll be more like the more open alpha, or not open alpha, like the more, I'm kind of like applying to the kind of releasing the stages, just because this is what I can kind of handle. Like it's just one reason why Neofeud 2 is taking such a long time is it's just like a gargantuan amount of work. I mean, it's very high res. It's like, it is what it is. I've talked about this before. It's just been a megalomaniacal, megalodon-sized, megatropolis full of mega high pixel, mega sentence length. It's actually 700 pages or 140,000 words. So the voice acting took 1 year, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, everybody knows that. Long story short, it's coming. It may come out in 2 parts based upon the feedback I get. I'm trying to be, part of it is I've been solo deving so long. I built like in a virtual reality inside my own brain. I built like an alternate Truman Show universe in my head. So I'm trying to interact with the audience more, which is what I should do right now. Let's see. WeTransfer and Dropbox have 2 GB limit last I checked. Okay, well thanks for that information to Pete. Very helpful. So we'll not go that way. I was just thinking about Dropbox and WeTransfer, so that's good to know. Google Drive though, yeah. But yeah, so Google Drive looks like it's. I'm probably gonna go with that. The reason why I brought up the itch website is that on the itch site, when I do release the game here, like when we add Neofeud as one of the itch games, then I think I should be able to simply. I think I might be able to. I might. It'll probably come later, but I can add a. I think itch you have to like ask permission for file sizes above 1 or 2 GB. So if I want to get this game out now, I don't think I'm gonna do it through itch. If I want to get this to the early closed alpha people, I think I'm gonna go straight Google Drive. Anyway, that's just me thinking about this to myself. But long story short, yeah. So that's kind of like generally where things are at. I was just if people really want to see inside the game, I know some people don't want to see inside the game because they don't want to get know anything about it. But obviously I've put out like new screenshots and such to the on the various public sites, the public presences. Here's one of the recent ones. In case anybody wants. There's a. I think I shared a bunch of these on the. Twitch, but maybe I didn't share here, so I'll share some of those recent. These are mostly just like little animated screenshots, basically, which I constantly share. So this one doesn't have any sound on it. But actually, this one is not that new, but let me see here. Okay, you already know that one. But there's a couple that I recently posted. Oh yeah, micro apartments make for intimate encounters in Neofeud 2.
All right. What do you need from me?
Oh, where'd it go? Shit.
All right. What do you need from me?
I need you to put this on your head.
I guess I don't have a lot of options here. Weird object in/on my head number 4. Here I come.
Anyway, that's that's a very intimate, personal. I need to ask you some personal questions. You're walking through the desert and you come across a tortoise. What do? Well, I pick it up and I put it on my head because when people give me or I find objects, I put them on my head. No, I'm just kidding. Here's another one here. That is takes elbow grease and spitting skills to hack it as a silicon in Neofeud 2. So there's obviously there's a malfunctioning cyber arms, which was a favorite part of one of my favorite parts of Neofeud 1 will return, and the solving of your less abled synthetic body is going to be a major set of puzzles for you in Neofeud 2. Dealing with disability, something that people have to deal with in this real world that we live in. And as we say, Silver Spook Games is all about the stylized journalism with futuristic characteristics as opposed to pure science fiction. So here's another one. This is you can't cry tears in rain if your synthetic eyes aren't in your ocular cavity. You notice like previously I there wasn't any sound effects, but now there's music, there's voice acting, and there's sound effects. The music took me about 2 months, as I mentioned previously, to compose the soundtrack. Some of this is Neofeud 1 soundtrack, but there's an additional approximately hour and 20 to 30 minutes of music. So there's a whole bunch of new music as well. And you can get the Neofeud 2 soundtrack early if you don't want the if you like Spook. I just want to play this game already, and I apologize, it's not done yet. But we do have the Neofeud 2 soundtrack, which is on Ko-Fi and Bandcamp. That's just some of that. Let's see here. But yeah, some people might have already seen some of this on the if you follow me on these various platforms. But I'm just trying to share some of the latest work. Here is one from just today that I just posted, which stars our friend Zilla from Praxis U, and also has a channel called Zilla's channel. I can't remember the second word. Here on YouTube, and is a specialist in the classics, and also is a left content creator. Here we go.
Now that I'm dressed like a proper Baroness celebrity, I'll stand the best chance of commanding the police. Officers, what is the meaning of this?
Pardon me, ma'am, we're just looking for Captain Manhole, the robo-terrorist ringleader of Vanderfuck. We've got intel that the Tin Can scum is...
Excuse me. You simpletons will address me as Baroness Volterra, womb-born of House Gates Walton, daughter of Musk the Great, mayor of Doge City 451, and Invictus Americanus Cheney, commander of Starbase 2149.
Huh? What? Gates, damn. She's a 3.5-star ranked noble. Executive, my apologies, your ladyship. We are simply following orders. There is an armed and dangerous suspect on these here premises. Mischief-making Nostro soldier unit. You haven't seen it by any chance?
Absolutely not. You foolish knuckle-dragging knights must have the wrong apartment building. I've been toiling here doing my philanthropic work all evening, and I've not seen siliconth of the martial kind. Don't soil my limited edition Kongori obsidian slippers with that disgusting mouth.
Anyways, you remember Princess Sybil, so you can command knights / cost by playing your Neo-Feudal Queen cards, starring Zilla as Baroness CEO. Volterra Gates Walton. Anyways, so that's some more, just some random footage from Neofeud 2. Yeah, anyways. That is what I have been working on. Where is the... Sorry, I keep changing the size of this thing. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Is I'm currently like just... I just last night, I spent like all day yesterday. It was like basically like from like 1 till 8 approximately. And then some more time in the night at like 11 to 12:30 in the night, working on I was like trying to get every single part of that first. It's like that basically that first third of the game. It might be like I released that like that. It's actually a good kind of stopping point for it. That might be like Neofeud Part 1. Who knows? We'll see how this goes. So I spent like all last night or all of outside of doing errands, basically trying to finalize this, and then I'm going to be uploading it and sharing it to people who are, again, the early testers very soon. What else is happening? Yeah, that's basically the main thing. Because I did say I wanted to get the game. Ideally, I would get Neofeud 2 done in January, or at least it's not gonna be, is the something that's like the complete rough version of the game. But it's not the whole thing. But it's as much as I could get done. It's just it's just been a lot of work. This game's always been more work than I always think it's gonna be. Maybe I'm just bad at estimating the workload. But yeah, anyway, so that's the alpha testing. Let's see. Actually, I didn't have too much else to talk about unless I just do more of the actual testing. I could probably run through it again, but I don't know if people want to see me run through a bunch of the game on this stream. Some people I don't really want to see that. I want to just play the whole thing when I play it. I guess it's kind of there. Some people kind of like that. Some people like to see updates. They don't really mind it. I know our friend Hammods was in the stream the other day and was like, "I'm gonna half pay attention, so I'll forget about it, and it'll be surprising when I come back and play it myself." Because I was doing part of the game dev is I have to kind of live, where I was doing live stream game dev, but I have to kind of play through a section, and then locate problems, and then deal with those problems, and then play through it again. So it's it's always tricky to not spoiler people that want to get not spoilered. So but it's it is what it is. Other news, because I probably, I was actually planning to not be on this for too long. It's just kind of a short. I was going to try to do a shorter YouTube video. I'm trying to recalibrate what is working and what is worth doing. Because I do sometimes I'll do long Saturday YouTube videos, but I'm thinking about what's the best use of time, and also how much mental energy do I have. I got to put a lot into other topics. But one other thing that recently happened is we did have a Silver Spook birthday event. So if you missed that one, that was with a whole bunch of the Neofeud 2 voice actors. And they're also, I almost was going to call this the leftist socialism with leftist content creator characteristics, socialism with millennial content creator characteristics, because these are all some kind of content creator, our friend American Johnson. I don't have a good zoomed in of the actual birthday, but we had American Johnson and Luna Oy. They're both YouTubers and leftist creators. Luna is actually Vietnamese. American Johnson runs a non-compete channel and is also Luna's partner. And then there's a lot of the early when I started trying to promote Neofeud in other circles, and then I ran into the non-compete channel. It was a while ago now. I guess it was about almost 7-8 years ago, in the 2010s. And then I was talking about cyberpunk games that criticize the capitalist structures, criticize various, or are more better politically, let's put it that way, from a left actual left perspective, not this Democratic Party. And so I went on the EJ's stream, and that was one of the early got more involved in that left political tubes and /Twitch and spaces of in particularly the online ones of various kinds, and so EJ is a voice actor, obviously, in Neofeud 2. So is Luna Oy, and then we also have Azilla, as I just mentioned earlier, and then we also had our friend Ron was invited. Ron is also in a D&D podcast. I think what is the Ron's podcast? Holly's probably got it. The one that Ron is in with the Dot Slime, which is you don't know which one that is? So we can find. I know. Ron is like, we made a monster or something on the Blue Sky. That I can never find it when I need to. But anyways, Ron is in a podcast with Ron is in a podcast with what's his face? What's her face? Thought Slime, and also a whole bunch of other folks. But it also has a horror podcast. Anyway, that is, so there's that, and there's also Mexi, of course, was also in that. It's kind of like I did a Neofeud 2 voice actor stream about 2 months ago. So this is almost like Neofeud 2 voice. It's actually almost the same people. It's basically the same people. There were other voice actors in that. These are just like the people that were like, it's people who want to do, and they do streaming events, I somehow try to get other people on, but a lot of people are just, their life is busy, and I have people from Neofeud 2 voice actors come from every single time zone on the planet, basically, almost every single one. So it's really tough. I mean, just in this stream, there's like Vietnam, East Coast, Pacific, Hawaii time, and then we got another North American time zone. So scheduling this stuff is just like tough. And these people have like lives. I mean, no shade to the people who just watch streams and listen to streams and watch, doom scroll all day. But some people have lives. I'm sorry. No shade though. If you want to doom scroll all day and just watch every single stream, watch every single piece of content, short and long form, that pops up in front of your face, hey, how are we supposed to get the channel view analytics up, right? But if you missed it, the Neofeud 2 voice actor video is up from, I just put it up yesterday, so that's why it's like might be a little confusing, because there's like two events, two videos went up in the last 2 days, which is unusual for this channel. But anyway, I'm just trying to gauge like what is also worth doing, and also what I have time to do, because I like to do like obviously various wide-ranging commentary, but I can do that at any time, and on various political topics, on various more science fiction or technological topics, on various pop culture and other kind of culture. I can talk about specifically indigenous topics as well as a native Hawaiian. And so it's trying to get, I mean, it's hard, it's everything's very chaotic right now, right? It's kind of like, what the hell is happening? What is happening out there? I don't like, it's like, there's still like, I think there's more, like when I post things on platforms, although I noticed today is a test, because I don't usually post to Blue Sky as much. So I'm just gonna see what happens if I post to the Blue Sky. Actually, I'm gonna just turn on this the trailer behind me, so it's not just a static image there. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. I was just like, I'm trying to turn the. Why is the music still on? But yeah, so that's another thing. I'll evaluate that, because like obviously one thing I need this YouTube channel for is I just want the videos that I need, like the Neofeud trailer is up here. I think it. I don't know if the Steam host the video itself. I can't remember. Or do you need a YouTube video that Steam will then grab from? Because that's basically the one thing I kind of want the YouTube channel. I kind of need a YouTube channel for, is to host specific videos. I need to be shown elsewhere. But so yeah, that's kind of like I'm not sure what I should be doing with this channel. because I haven't just I just been in a routine of just like every Saturday I do some kind of video, which is just it's kind of like a space. Some people drop by and say hi, which is cool. But it's been like 6, 7, 8 years of that. And actually, when I started out doing the Saturday videos, I think I was like live dev streaming at that time. Like I just basically I saw another game dev was like had a YouTube channel or a Twitch channel and was just like working on their game live. So I was like, well, I'll just do that. And that's basically what it's been. And then it's kind of evolved over there. So well, I'm gonna do that. Then I'm kind of like do like a live video essay about various topics. Like I do like live various video essays about the imperial propaganda of various Avengers movies to discussing the history of various cyberpunk games, talking specifically about Deus Ex. Obviously I did some like specific podcasts with particular adventure game makers, which is its own kind of like zone. With like I did the Silver Spook podcast. Let's see if I can find that. Oh shoot. Silver Spook podcast. Where did I put that? Nah. Sorry, I was trying to grab my Oh, there's William Gibson. The Silver Spook podcast is like I did like a bunch. I did a bunch of podcasts with various creators like William Gibson, Umurangi Generations creator, Red Strings Club, James Dearden, the creator of Techno Babylon. I probably did the most with him. Like this probably like once a year I've been doing. I just did one earlier. Did another talk with him like earlier in January, and then there's been a whole bunch. Gemini Rue. Actually, but a lot of them are Wadjet Eye games like Techno Babylon. Where is she? Just trying to zoom in on that. Techno Babylon, Primordia, Unavowed. Dave Gilbert is like the. I recently just joined the Dave Gilbert Discord too. So it's really kind of way too late, but so now I'm in there. I don't know why it took me so long to do that, because I'm a fan of lots of the games, obviously, and Adventure Game Studio is a engine, the game engine that I used to make Neofeud and Neofeud 2. And so like when I was working on that, obviously I encountered, and I was inspired to work on it by games like Techno Babylon, and of course like Gemini Rue is another one that I played that was published by them. And there was but anyway, long story short, so I could try to do more of those. I don't know. It's one of those like for a while, like it's like for a while, like I don't know how it's the way that what information gets pushed where is just hard to control. Yeah, it's just like who the heck knows how the algorithms exactly work. But it's like it's like I was just kind of like things seemed to be going a certain way for a while, so I just kind of didn't pay too much attention to what exactly I was doing in terms of like the YouTube channel and other places. So I'm trying to figure out what's the best use of the time. I mean, if people, you can leave a comment, obviously, if you have preferences or ideas about where to go with the channel. Some people like to just come by and like hang out in various spaces. That's some online spaces just kind of like some YouTube and Twitch spaces are kind of just like hangout spaces for groups of people. And it's like, and the person that is the channel owner is like the host of the party, which I know that's like that's definitely a thing. So the street, as William Gibson said, the street finds its own uses for things, and the cyber street finds its own uses for cyber things. If you have an idea what you want to happen with this cyber thing, let me know. Okay. Because I actually didn't post this to everywhere. Okay. Actually, give me 1 second. I'm just gonna play this trailer one more time. It's gonna be one soon. Actually, I get out a little sooner than I can eat lunch, which is not bad. But everybody, if you don't want to just ask me about the game stuff, if you want me to comment on something else, I know some people just like Spook. I just want to hear you go off about, I just want to hear you assault, capitalism, imperialism, and systems of oppression. I don't and just go off into something. I want to hear you talk about like your technical issues and your existential cyber presence crisis. Just so anyway, I'll be right back though. Because I forgot to push this in a couple places.
The Illuminati created us. They wanted to build a god with their own hands, and instead they created us.
Just because I'm made of silicone and aluminium, I must be doing something wrong. That's machine stereotyping, that is.
That's reality, that is. Machines are second-class citizens.
Humans are sentient persons by default, ma'am. They have personhood by heredity.
There are thousands upon thousands of overqualified slum dwellers. You are my peon. Don't you get it?
This wasn't a job. It was always just an excommunication sentence.
We're pawns in a feud bigger than we can imagine. Turn the cogs of the machine before Leviathan grinds you up and swallows you and yours.
We don't get to choose our hand, comrade. Prince, peon, rich, poor, human, robot.
I invented the crux of the royal's power, the secret to consciousness, our existence itself, the meaning of life.
I'm the $6 billion baller, not some troubled youth.
You are my greatest creation of all.
Now I had to build my own family. I hate your son. I hate your son.
I'm happy to smash all of the crowns and throw the gold shards down to the people. I will be the iconoclast queen.
But who makes you queen anyway? You? You in whose army, princess? You in whose army?
Illuminati created us. They wanted to build a god with their own hands, and instead they created us.
Just because I'm made of silicone and aluminium.
Okay. Anyways, so I just wanted to like just in case other people are around. I think I forgot to share this over here too. Shoots. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it open for a little bit longer, and then I'll probably just go because I was like I do have other work to do. I do want to try to get this game out by the end of. I want to try to get this thing out today. I also got a Patreon update to do, so I'm gonna probably try to leave a little earlier than usual. Let's see here. But yeah, if everybody does have like questions or anything about the game, Neofeud 2. Oh, what the hell? I already put. Sorry, I'm getting confused. Why is things not showing up for me? But yeah, if anybody does have any other questions about Neofeud 2 or anything else, feel free to throw it out there. But otherwise, I will be probably moving on unless I have anything else I want to share. By the way, that was, in case you don't know, that was the Neofeud 2 trailer. Or one of the Neofeud 2 trailers that I just shared. It is yeah. I have a few of them. Probably have to. That's another thing I got to go work on more trailers. With the more, I don't think I have a Neofeud 2 trailer that has a long trailer with all with various voice acting in it. That's gonna probably come closer to the actual release. Well, yeah. So, anyways, I mean, I'm glad to know that at least I have a plan for how I'm gonna put it out, which is using Google Drive. Putting it out using Google Drive. And then also, yeah, WeTransfer and Dropbox are not going to work. Or probably won't work because of the limitations, unless you're going to want to pay for it. At least Google is free. Google, unfortunately, has been kind of you shouldn't talk too much smack on its own site, but but it has been trying to shove AI into everything. It's quite annoying, obviously. That's one thing. Of course, Neofeud 2 and like Neofeud 1, which Neofeud 1 obviously is made with no AI because it was came out in 2017. But Neofeud 2 is we're also definitely a no generative AI studio, that's for sure. And also Silver Spook Educational Cooperative, we also don't do any of that as well. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the collapse of the AI bubble, so we can see less deslopification of various spaces, including this. I saw YouTube is apparently taking down many AI slop created YouTube channels, that's nice. It'd be nicer if all these giant multi-trillion-dollar companies' entire modus operandi isn't just try to shove malfunctioning spicy autocomplete so-called AI down everybody's throat forever, because you have no actually solutions to the dying basically capitalist system, and you have no serial bubble to blow after this one pops. So I kind of wish that wasn't the case, but at least having less AI slop is better. I think that's one problem is that there's so much AI slop. I know people are like, I'm not even going on a lot of the internet in general just because of that. I was actually just speaking of cyberpunk, I was talking to James, not talking to, I was just it's like the Techno Babylon creator James Dearden was like somebody said, wow, every day it looks more and more like this cyberpunk game Techno Babylon, the world does. And then he said for better or worse, so I was gonna say, in Techno Babylon it's almost utopian because there's like a functioning internet, right? That isn't just completely wrecked and almost impossible to find basic information. Like I was just looking up like what year was like the last record set by a volcanic eruption, because I teach science and STEM, and then there's all this AI generated word salad, water, electricity, and planet destroying garbage, and then like way later it's like there's all these other websites and links that's like not answering the question, or it's not, it's just like really, it's not great. So I was like, in Techno Babylon, it's like if a blackout happens, the internet stops working. But in actual 2026, the year of our dystopia, 2026, it doesn't matter if the power is on or off. The internet never works. It's just always broken. So, in that sense, it's actually a lot of people. I would gladly migrate to the world of Techno Babylon to have a functioning internet that doesn't spew out seven finger shrimp Jesus and freaking 25 wrong answers, a million ads, AI generated incorrect word slop that will get you killed if you follow its instructions, like put glue on your pizza and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up, Aurora Terrorburst? Thanks for stopping by. Sorry, I haven't looked at the chat. I'm supposed to be doing that. Okay, I'm just making sure I don't miss none. But yeah, anyways, yeah, so this was kind of a test, because I know some people are like, some people are not necessarily want to just see these kinds of game update stuff. So it's trying to get a feel for what I should do or what's worth doing. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you catch this video. I said I'm probably just gonna wrap this up, unless I see a bunch of people just suddenly jump in. I'm gonna wrap this up, and if you do have an idea of like things that you might want to see more of, leave that in the comments. If you're interested in or have any questions about Neofeud 2 or the games related stuff, also feel free to drop that. Yeah, look out for it. Look out for the game. Neofeud 2 is not releasing tomorrow. See, there are a lot of people that are interested in it, but people are just like busy. So I know it's like people's like they're just like busy as heck. Because obviously I had like a whole bunch of these people on the Silver Spook birthday stream, and they're all like very interested in the game. But I know every single one of them are like busy. People are having health stuff. People are having like health stuff, weather stuff. Maybe your power's off because the ice. The Song of Ice and more ice, the ice storm, or ice the brutal goons that's beating everybody up in Minnesota. They're around, so it's that's a well, obviously there's always the brutal goons under neo-feudalism, the knight/cops that do the bidding of unjust rulers, whether sitting on thrones of money or sitting on thrones of gold and hereditary dynasty. It's always a dangerous space. So if you're able to make it to the stream, thank you very much. But yeah, I will be back next. Well, we'll see when I'm back. I'm kind of running a test. We'll see how this goes. If you do want to see it, seriously, you would like to see, I could go back to dev streaming on this platform as well, because that's where I started. But sometimes I don't know how people feel about that. Sometimes I think people don't want to see that. To me, some people are like, I love seeing that. Some people are like, but I'm like, I don't know if I would want to watch that. But some people like to watch that. Some people don't. You know what I'm saying? But let me know. Some people want tutorials. I did do a tutorial of like how to paint, how I work on making expressions for portraits in Neofeud and Neofeud 2. So people like that kind of thing can also talk about that. I was also looking. I noticed also, this is another question. It's just like, are there other platforms or places where people are? Like, I don't know. I know some of my fellow creators are like doing more of the short form vertical content, and sometimes like maybe I should try to do that. On the other hand, like, I'm not very good at the phone stuff. That's part of the problem. and like I just don't like using it that much. I just that stuff is kind of more conducive, it seems like, to just kind of like basic informational stuff. I don't do a lot of phone vertical video editing stuff to do TikTokified, rip TikTok. It got Larry Ellison-ified. TikTok got Larry Ellison-ified, and that kind of short form video stuff is just kind of like, I feel like a lot of people who play the adventure game genre and retro games are not as much on that. But anyway, that's just I'm trying to get a feeling for that. Like where are people at? What is the best way to get in contact with people? Or what get in contact and reach people, and how do they want to be reached? I don't know. I know it sounds kind of confusing, but that's part of what I'm trying to figure out here. Anyways. Yeah, thanks a lot, Richard, for stopping by. Anyways, I know this is a weird Silver Spook stream. It's not like the usual kind that we do on the Saturday. Maybe we'll go back to regularly scheduled programming later on, just doing commentary on a video essay or a state of the world, state of the neo-feudal dystopia type thing. Anyways, don't forget you can help us out at patreon.com/ I'll just quickly go over it. Patreon.com/Neofeud, Ko-Fi to give us direct support. It is the end of the month, so if you want to help us out, patreon.com/Neofeud, you can get access to behind the scenes of what we're working on. Silver Spook Discord, Silver Spook University, which is like over 1,000 hours of all the content we've produced are categorized by topics, and of course all the Silver Spook like behind the scenes updates on both the Silver Spook Cooperative in the physical place here in decolonizing in the so-called U.S. colonial state of Hawaii, and of course also the Silver Spook games and Silver Spook multiple games. In fact, actually, we're working on at the same time. And then also you can follow Silver Spook all over the place. Look for Silver Spook. Grab obviously Neofeud. I mean, I think everybody here knows about the game probably, but if you don't, Neofeud is a game on Steam. It is a retro cyberpunk adventure game that I spent 2.5 years working on, and I'm spent 9 years working on a sequel, and it's entering testing phase now. Several. I know there's people still interested in Neofeud because like at least over 100 people just bought it in the last sale. So I'm like, where do those people hang out though? Do they have time to hang out, or do they just like collect games and play them and they never talk to anyone? So anyway, that's another question I have to answer. But don't forget to grab Neofeud if you didn't, or wishlist it if you haven't. And also don't forget to follow Holly as well, who is at Allergic to Blue on various platforms, including Instagram and also Twitter. And Holly is, of course, moderator here at the Silver Spook Cooperative. Works for myself, sharing always important information, and of course, helping out with various domestic and helping to figure out whether Walmart will deliver now because they kind of borked their system, and various other managerial tasks here at the Silver Spook Cooperative. Don't forget to follow Holly, and of course Patreon. Thanks Patreon patrons for your ongoing support. I'm getting a Patreon update later today, which is going to include news about obviously this new alpha testing that we're doing. And yeah, until next time, keep your shades polished, be excellent to each other, and have a good rest of your day. And now is the fun part where I play my favorite point and click adventure game. Where is the stop button on the YouTube?